tried to hold us back, to hold us, tried to hold us back.
We will be here forever.
This week I catch up with Zane Hedley. Zane is the co-founder and driving force behind the Nextdoor clothing brand. He is one of the key organisers of the Bondi Bowl Bash. He is an entrepreneur, kind soul, and a skateboarder, an epic skateboarder. I actually didn't realise how good Zane skated until I did a bit of research on him. He has been inhibited by some pretty major injuries, including broken legs and a broken back. And his words after the podcast were, I just want to keep giving back to the community, and he's done that, and he continues to do that. Yes, we have talked a lot about the Bondi Bowl Bash of late, just because it turned out to be such a special and amazing event. One of the skate events of the year, in my opinion. So go and check out some of the footage rolling around social media. Go and check out the Nextdoor Instagram and website, which is linked in these show notes. But otherwise, sit back, relax, and get to know Zane Hedley.
Destined to rock for eons, time doesn't exist. Shut those cataracts, capture the virtualist now. Let's get back to what makes things seem forever, whether it's unseen, unheard, or it's 16 again. Not a bother, fill this old man river, kill a floor that gives all. Coming upstream, the quiver.
Yeah, I think I just developed a passion for business, and then once I realised what business actually was and the factors that come into that, marketing was kind of where I really just saw a pathway that I was, doing well in, I think. I just have cool ideas for that thing. And, I just realised that was like the psychology behind sales, and that was something that I was passionate about. So I just switched my degree from sports management into marketing, and here I am.
You started with sports management?
Yeah, so originally like a big sport fan, I wanted to do sports agency, and went to Western Sydney Uni because that's where they were offering it, and then I realised that marketing was something I was a bit more into at the time, so switched over.
The creativity of it is so interesting, and the psychology that's linked to it.
For sure. 100%.
Do you actually study that stuff at uni? Like these are things that are considered?
For sure. 100%. Yeah. There is like steps to utilise in marketing, but a lot of it I've just picked up along the way, and then go to uni, I'm like, oh, this is something that I already kind of I'm starting to work out. But.
That's sick, yeah. I can tell, man. I wanna start by like just recapping the Bondi Bowl Bash. Like, are you amazed at what a special event it turned out to be, or not?
Yeah, of course, 100%. That was long overdue for Bondi to have another contest, and it was pretty sick to see the younger generations come through and just shred. Like we had that 10 years ago, and. Well, maybe not even 10 years ago, more like 6 years ago with the Bowleramas, and there was always Bondi comps because of Ty, and now it's cool to bring something back for the community.
Did you just feel like it was time?
Yeah, 100%. It felt like it was time. Bowl skating kind of fell off for a little bit there, and Ryan and I are like big bowl fans, and Bondi's iconic, and it's where we live. So we're like, we need to bring back something for the community, and what better than to do it in Bondi Bowl?
Mate, for sure. And when I was preparing for this episode, I was like looking at some of your old footage from when you were a kid, skating like Bondi and Belco Bowl Jam, and I don't know. It feels like you've just come so far as like a human. How does that make you feel when you look at old footage of yourself?
It's pretty cool. I'm just trying to stay authentic and do the things I love, skateboarding, and. There was people running those things for us when we were 16, so someone has to do it again.
Was that at the core of your motivation?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I just think it's important that kids can like be there for an event like that, and make memories. Because for me, like Bowlerama and Australian Bowling Championship and Belco and all that was where I like met friends that I'm now friends with for life. So.
Yeah, sick. I want to talk about how with Nextdoor, I've noticed that, community events and specifically, I guess, parties has been a big part of the brand's ethos. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, it's definitely become a big part of it for sure.
Why is it important?
It started out as I had a homie that they own a brand in Newcastle called Paragon, and when they wanted to sell some clothes, they were like, let's throw a party and then have the shop there at it. once I heard that, I was like, that's such a sick idea. Let's do that. And then it's stemmed into something way more than just sales now. Like it's just a great community event, and we try to put on skateboard events at them now and bring in DJs and art and different cultures, and becomes just like a celebration of the scene, I think.
And it's fun.
Yeah, it's really fun to do. So that's one of the parts of it I really love, for sure.
Yeah, epic. So it's more than just marketing.
Yeah,
it's more,
100%.
I can tell.
It's a passion, for sure.
So let's I want to get it like the Nextdoor stuff out of the way a little bit before I delve into your upbringing and your life and stuff like that. So tell us about how the brand started and who you're doing it with.
Yeah, so I'm a co-founder with my friend Ryan Helm. I moved to Sydney in 2023, and we were just skating a bunch together, just talking about how we can do something in this scene. We've been in it for so long and our bodies aren't hacking it like we used to, and maybe we should start a clothing brand, stay involved in skating that way. And we lived in a duplex at the time, and he was on the left of it and I was on the right, and the name Nextdoor evolved.
In Bondi?
Yeah, in Bondi. So started with 4 T-shirts and sold those, and then just grown from there.
Sick. Mm. Since you've been in Bondi, have you noticed like that place just draws creatives in? It's like a melting pot and like a creative hub. Why do you think that happens in Bondi? I've thought about it for years.
I'm not sure actually why, but it definitely is. I don't know, it's just where people gravitate towards. It's on the beach, it's in Sydney. It's very like a lot of people doing a lot of networking there, and I guess, I'm not sure. It's just been like that forever.
I remember years ago I interviewed a guy who started this surf shop in Bingen in Bali called Drifter Surf Shop, Jake McKenzie. Mm. And he believes that in the world there's like energy centers. And he like identified you could say Chengdu was an energy center, Uluwatu, Bondi, Byron Bay, New York City, LA, It's, I don't know, interesting observation.
For sure. That was never the reason why I moved to Bondi. I just from Newcastle originally, and when we moved to Sydney, it's got to be by the beach. Just need to have
that was
the
the only motivation.
That was it.
And bowl by the beach.
Having a few friends already in Bondi, bowl by the beach. So Bondi made sense, but that was all before we even started thinking about Nextdoor, and then it just ended up playing in our favour that there was people around doing the same things that have helped us out along the way.
Was there any initial trepidation around starting a clothing company in like a pretty saturated market?
I think I don't think we really thought too deeply about those things. It is quite a saturated market, but at the same time, it's one of the biggest industries in the world. So there's plenty of room for everyone. It's not like somebody's monopolized clothing, and everyone has different styles. So there's place for everyone in the industry for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Mm. I guess everyone brings their own flavour.
100%. Some people wear baggy jeans, other people wear skinny jeans, and we're just accommodating for people with baggy jeans.
Man, this question's for my homie Joey Lyons. Are skinny jeans ever coming back?
I mean, I'm not a fashion forecaster. At the moment, I'm happy for baggy ones to stay in, But yeah, of course, I think everything will come back around. Like you start to see these cycles, and you'll start to see famous people starting to bring back the skinny, and it's just going to take one dude like Dylan Reader to bring it back, man.
Totally.
And before you know it, everyone's going to be repping skinnies again.
You're not a fashion forecaster, so where are you drawing your inspiration for design? Just you're working off feel?
Ryan and I really just try to be authentic to what we would wear ourselves, because we are our target audience. We're just skaters. So if we wear it and we see other brands doing it and it's cool, then we'll try to do something similar.
That's so sick, man. I love that. And I really noticed like the quality stuff. I mean, we talked about this a while back. Said I just straight away notices like this quality. Like I guess there's a focus. Like if you want to wear it, like you want it to be good quality. So that's a big thing for you guys, right?
100%.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess the last question I have about it before we move on is like, if you had to liken the Nextdoor brand to another label in the industry, like skate related, where would you draw your inspiration from?
Are you asking like what my inspiration in other skate brands and stuff?
Yeah.
I have a deep love for Dime.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, Dime Montreal, they're so cool. So Shout out Dime.
I know. We need a Dime Glory challenge.
For sure. That's something we'd like to keep
that's
trying to pursue for sure.
Like, honestly, I watched that. I wonder how hard that would be to organise logistically, like, with, like councils and getting the street shut down and stuff like that.
Anything's possible.
Yes, sir.
Just got to do it. But slowly build, like they worked their way up to those glory challenges. So
they did, Seems like they do it pretty seamlessly at Belco, though.
Yeah. I mean, Belco's all about it.
I think council must be so sweet. Like, yeah, no worries, you can use the 12-stair rail.
Yeah, the council are the best for that. But yeah, I even spoke to Jim, one of the guys running Belco, and he said that the bottle shop did 3 months revenue in the weekend. So businesses around Canberra and Belco specifically love that weekend.
They do.
It's just an amazing event. The council are keen to keep doing it.
Yeah, like I seen you down there this year, and for me personally, I just felt like the crowd was the biggest I can remember. What do you think?
For sure, it gets bigger every year, and it doesn't ever fail. It's so good. It's such a good weekend.
It doesn't, hey. And then like the generations coming through, so you could even see this year like there was a changing of the guard, like when you're watching like Taj and Huddy and Harvey and those crew, you know, in the jam with all the older guys.
100%.
It's just like momentum building constantly.
For sure. They rip. And then there's the same in the street. You see Rome coming through and
dude,
the next generations are insane.
Were you at the 12-stair jam?
Yeah.
Did you see Rome like backsmith that 12-stair first try?
I was working the social media for Belco, so I was close and personal to that, and I was terrified at the bottom of that 12-stair.
Right.
We were talking in the crowd just thinking like maybe someone gets one trick, maybe someone gets two people make something, and then like 6 tricks in a row went down, and oh my God. It was the scariest it's like.
What were you also scared like it could just be a complete fail, like nothing happened, nothing goes down on it?
Yeah, I mean that can happen everywhere, right? That's a big set. I don't understand where Belco keeps spawning these spots from.
Like it almost happened at the library set as well. Like not that much went down in the library this year.
Is that the one they built the ledge on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looked so tough for everyone.
Yeah, from the people I've spoke to, that spot is just like they build those, they obviously put the wood in front of it and stuff now, but like it's so hard to do anything on that. The run-up's just so janky.
Yeah.
So hats off to anyone that's willing to hit that.
Totally. But I remember Ben Curry kickflipped it there was no wood there. But I mean, he landed and it was like like he rolled away, but then sort of fell off, but he battled it. But he said afterwards it's just the roll up, like, and there's a big gap like right before you like ollie off it, and so pretty crazy.
I don't understand how they do it from a bowl skater myself. The streets jumping down big stuff. I reckon my legs would be done.
Not your thing. You're a bowl guy.
Bowl guy. You
tray flipper.
Dude,
I seen that clip. I was like, I don't know. It
took me 10 years to get trays, eh?
Really? I just like how you started like a little bowl run with a tray flip on the platform. I was like, yeah, Zane.
That's pretty much all I do at Bondi, Ryan. I just go down, skate, do like 4 transition runs, and then play flat ground for the rest of the hour. So then, just go home.
Sick. I played a game of skate yesterday with George and Marley at South Newey, and you know, me and George were just saying like it's just such a foundation of all skating, you know. And then even if you are a bowl skater, I think you should be skating flat.
100%.
You agree?
Yeah. I wish that was something that someone told me when I was younger, because that base, just having good flat ground tricks, you can take that everywhere.
Yeah, like as an old bowl skater, which you're not old, but like as you know, with deep roots in bowl skating, you know, you did it from a young age. At the Bowl Bash, like aside from Hudson Walker's 900, okay,
yeah,
like who were some of the other younger crew that really sort of stood out and impressed you on the day?
Well, all of them to start with, but Taj, he won.
Yeah, dude.
And he did a first try kickflip body varial 5. They all have legit lip tricks now. Mm-hmm. They're super consistent.
Yeah.
Jake Thatcher is loose.
Dude.
He did the kickflip tail grab 360 to fakie.
Yeah.
I just don't get that, man.
Dude, that for me, that was actually, aside from the 900 and Taj's kickflip 5 first try. Taj was also on kickflip 5 body varials.
Yes.
I just can't believe we're saying this thing. But that kickflip back 3 tail grab to fakie. Like that was like a Colin McKay move. I just felt like it looked like Colin McKay doing it. I was just
and
like,
to do it in a bowl heading towards the tight corner as well, that's so
is that
scary.
hard, is it?
Yeah, it's a tight corner.
Nice.
Gets a bit rough down the bottom there. But no, then you have like Lockie Abbott also thrown in, just jumping off everything, going 10 foot. So it was a crazy tricks for cash.
That was good.
It's insane.
The jam format, tricks for cash is the
Also,
best.
Eddie did a 7 right before Huddy's 9, and that was crazy too.
I mean, Eddie Akers, let's not forget him. I mean, he just, like they all charged, but Eddie worked so hard all day. And he was blasting high. I mean, you were judging the high air comp. How hard was that, dude?
Yeah, I wish we were more prepared. Wish we had some sort of measuring system, because
next
I was
year.
like, I'll do it. And then I put my hand in the air, and they were so far over the top of my hand. I was like, okay, this is just based off look now.
I know. And then you got the video out, didn't you? Just because it got so contentious.
It's difficult as well, because they all do different types of grabs and crooked cobs and methods. And it's like, probably should have planned how we're going to judge this before we just went into it. But
So I said we just needed George Richards standing there with his shirt off, and we measure his nipples as 6 foot. 6 foot is the mark. George's nipples.
yes, we'll do that next year.
The nipple challenge,
nipple challenge.
Well, let's get, what we should do is like get a cutout of George.
Yes,
With
like
no
a
shirt
10-foot
on.
one.
Yeah. Like one of his model ones, and then measure 6 foot. Yeah, George's nipples.
He'd love that. He would love that.
He's got good nipples. But I can't believe I said that out loud.
Shout out George.
Shout out
George's
George.
nipples.
Shout out George's nipples. Yeah, I know, like Jake Thatcher, and just I guess too, like such good kids and parents, and I'm just like, it's just like this dream come true of just good vibes, man.
It's sick. It's sick. They're all proper rippers. Can't wait to see them all grow up.
Proper rippers. Yeah, dude. So you said you grew up in around the Newcastle area originally. So like, yeah, where were your early days?
Yeah, I definitely think I turned into who I am because of Newcastle. I moved to Newcastle when I was 11.
Okay.
Previously, I was born in Singleton. I lived in Western Sydney for a year, and then straight back to Newcastle where the family was. And that's when kids rode skateboards instead of bikes or scooters, somewhere else. And okay, now I need to learn how to skate.
Okay.
And then never stopped.
Yes. And you remember the building of Bar Beach Bowl?
I actually didn't even live here. It was already built when I moved here.
It must have been close to you just being.
Very close, yeah, very close. It was like there was the period where they had the black coping, and I didn't see it when it had that. So they ripped that coping out and put in better coping, and that's when I started skating.
And who were some of your mates you started with in that bowl?
George Richards, Jackson Bogarts,
Yes, sir.
Hayden Swift, and Noah Regan as well, who were off doing different stuff, snowboarding and ripping. That was our crew, and then Jed McKenzie, obviously,
Marley the
full-blown
Grom.
ripper, and then Marley came through a little bit later. Yeah,
Was he like the Grom?
yeah, for sure. Marley's the Grom, but he caught up fast. That's always what happens.
Mate, he's so not a Grom anymore.
Nah.
But George was like, he'll always be the Grom, but he's a full man now, that guy.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just like the energy that those guys bring. Again, like the Bowl Bash, like you had the new crew coming through, and I mean George and Marley are on top of their game, but then they just bring this flavour and style and energy that I think the new crew need to see as well.
Oh, 100%. Like they bring the individuality to skateboarding, where there's people coming through that have only ever been alive when the Olympics has been a thing, and then there's people that have been doing it since it wasn't even cool, all in the same jam.
Hell yeah, man!
It's pretty rad.
It's good times, bro, for sure. I want to. Yeah, so you grew up in Singleton, moved to Newey, and how would you describe your school life in your sort of early teen years? And I always ask people this because I feel like it is a very strange developmental time.
For sure. I was a good kid at school. I was probably a bit talkative, but yeah, relatively good always at school.
Okay, you tried.
Yeah, watching skating.
Yeah,
Watching skating on the computer and then just straight to the skate park afterwards. So,
but not doing schoolwork.
not as much as I should have. But school, like sitting in the classroom all day, it wasn't always like the ideal way for me to learn. But there was subjects that I definitely were more into and I'd proper focus. But that's just how school is. You have your favorite classes and then.
Yeah, well, what subjects did you excel at?
PDHPE probably.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like history.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
They were the two subjects I excelled at.
But now, as I gotten older, I think Yeah, I like geography as well, which is cool, and science, which I didn't really listen to much in school, but now I'm like, science is sick.
It's interesting. I
Learn it all now
I
instead.
think your brain's changed. I feel like I'm better at maths in my older years.
Yeah,
Bizarre. It's like something's changed in my brain where I actually have the patience for it.
for sure. School's crazy, but it's like, I mean, I dropped out in year 10.
Interesting.
And so I'm going on 10 years being out of school now. So,
Okay, can we talk about that?
yeah, sure.
What drove that decision to leave?
So I was at St. Pius in Newcastle, which is a Catholic school.
Yeah.
And it's probably like $4,000 or $5,000 a year. And I was going to go into year 11 and 12, but I didn't want to do an ATAR,
Okay.
which means there was kind of no point of finishing it. My mum was like, well, you can either go to the public school or do an ATAR. And I was like, I'm not going to the public school. I wanted to stay with my friends. So just dropped out, did some different things along the way.
Yeah, like how was that first year out of school then? Because that's a weird time for people. I
Yeah,
reckon.
it's pretty confusing. To be fair, I probably should have just stayed in school. I did a bunch of different courses. I did like outdoor rec, Cert 3 at TAFE, and was trying to do some sports management stuff. But yeah, nothing too much. I was working a lot, just saving money and
Just
skating.
odd jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were motivated, like you weren't just sitting on your ass.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I always have been, but I was chilling. I was just 17. I just wanted to hang out with my friends and skate, and
That was all you're doing.
pretty much.
And just like when you say working, like what kind of jobs? Like just restaurants, bars, shops, retail.
I was doing a lot of skateboard coaching and
you're doing
sports
that?
coaching, I think around 17, 18. Yeah,
Cool.
which was cool. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Coaching stuff looks fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's so legit now.
It's rewarding. It's a weird thing because like we grew up never having coaches, but like if you can help someone get somewhere faster, you kind of feel like gratification from that as well.
Oh, dude, I love that you said that. It's true. Yeah, I mean, that's actually what made me want to become a high school teacher because of the gratification
Yeah.
of teaching a kid how to do a kickflip or dropping on a quarter pipe. I was like, oh, yeah, I want more of that.
Yeah. That's actually just reminded me. I actually was an early childcare teacher for 6 months as well when I was 18. I just broke my leg for the second time when I was 18, and Mum was like, "All right, what are we doing?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, I want to be a primary school teacher. Like, how can I get to uni to do that?" And then we worked out that early childcare was the cert underwards before I could go to uni. So there I was.
Yeah.
And did that for 6 months, and then went and did snow seasons instead.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Like, were you a snowboard coach or anything?
Nah, just always doing off jobs in restaurants and bars
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. But did 4 snow seasons.
In Australia?
I did 2 in Thredbo.
Yeah.
Did 1 in Whistler in Canada, and then
Sick.
most recently for French Alps.
No way. Dude, I did a season in Breckenridge, Colorado.
Oh, loose. Yeah, that'd have been cool.
Best time of my life. And I didn't work as a snowboard instructor or anything. I worked in a restaurant at night and snowboard all day. It was like the best. Actually, in hindsight, it may have been some of the best times of my life.
100%. I think the same.
Yeah.
100%. So fun. Everyone's in such like a like-minded mood always. Everyone's there to snowboard, party, hang out, have fun. That's
Yeah,
it.
dude.
Just do it for 6 months.
French Alps, though.
Yeah, French Alps was really cool. I worked in a bar with my fiance now, my best mate I went over there with, and one other Irish girl. It's just 4 of us just running this bar for 6 months. It's pretty hectic.
Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
That's a pretty big life move.
for sure. For sure.
How exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, can I ask you, like, where you did it?
Yeah, well, I
Where you
was
proposed?
Zimbali in Nusa Dua.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, yeah, felt right. We spent a lot of time in Bali together.
Yeah. And you'd already travelled a lot together over in Europe and
Yeah,
We li-
for sure.
yeah.
We lived in Europe for a year.
nice, man.
17 or 18 countries, I think.
It felt right.
Yeah,
Yes, sir, man.
100%.
Congrats to you too, man. Good,
Yeah.
good peeps. And I met your lovely partner the other weekend, and
She's the best.
supportive of your vision
Yeah, fully.
Fully?
Since the start,
since the start.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need that support.
yeah. That's
Gives you a
big
lot
one.
of confidence for sure.
I reckon. Hey, it's really cool, and I want to. You're like, how do you feel about the term entrepreneur? Because I think anyone that does go out on their own and start something, I think it takes a lot of courage. And I feel like we need to nurture more entrepreneurship in Australia, whereas like I think there's still very much a working class mentality.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like how do you feel about the term entrepreneur? Do you think it's a good thing?
Yeah, of course. I think it should be encouraged.
Yeah.
Like if you can get paid to do something you love, which is usually why you would go or become an entrepreneur, it's like, why wouldn't you try to do that, especially in your 20s? But yeah, I think that it should be pushed more when people are young. Like, what are you interested in? How can we make money while you do this? And then people will be doing stuff with more fulfillment in their lives.
Oh, dude, good call, man. What have been some of the major challenges though? Starting something new.
I mean, there's definitely always challenges. There's ups and downs, same as everything. A lot of like just a lot of things you have to learn and understand. Yeah. So much.
Do you feel like sometimes at the very start, like every little thing's a new learning experience?
Yeah, still. Yeah, for sure. But you like just learn how to keep working with it and problem solve. Yeah. But it's really rewarding. Like anyone that was interested in starting that business or something, I think the hardest thing to do is start.
Yes.
And that's not coming from anyone with heaps of business experience, but for me that was like the hardest hurdle to get over.
Yeah.
And if you start, you'll figure it out along the way for sure.
Yeah, just commit. I wonder if that's linked to your skateboarding mentality.
I think so, for sure. I always think like I was skating for upwards of 10 years and starting to like get pretty good, and then I just realized that if I could transition that belief into any other avenue of life, if you just stick at something for long enough, you'll get relatively good at it. So it's just about sticking with it.
Like just grinding it out, hey?
100%. As they say, overnight success takes 10 years.
So true. And another thing I've learned too is when things aren't going well, there's a saying that says it's always the darkest before the dawn. So I find like things aren't going well, but you just stick at it, and then when you think you're done, something will change and flip, and you'll have like a revelation or a moment or an opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think when people give up just before the miracle happens or before the magic happens, I think that's another big one.
100%. Just do your best not to quit. Think if you don't quit, eventually it will work.
I think I agree. I love it. And I think I'm a bit older than you, that's the biggest thing I've seen over time. Like just the people that just stayed consistent. And
for sure.
I've spoke to a bunch about this, but back in the 90s, there was a Sydney clothing brand out of the eastern suburbs, Juice Clothing. So Guy Miller and his partner, the same thing. I watched them grind and struggle, and they just through sheer determination and almost like belligerent determination, it turned into something.
Yeah.
Because they just believed in it and believed in themselves.
For sure. I would have loved to see the Juice days.
Yes.
A couple of boys I work with at Deus a bit older than me, they're like, dude, you wouldn't believe how big Juice used to be.
Yeah.
It was the days.
Juice is pretty cool. I mean, Deus is pretty corporate. I mean, do you get a lot of insights from that? The good and the bad?
Yeah. It is such a large company that it's sometimes hard to see how they got to where they are now. But everyone's super nice and helpful, and the longer I'm there, the more I can see how this is all operating.
And they started out just like you, though.
Yeah. I mean, the founder, Dare Jennings, originally was the founder of Mambo. So when he finished Mambo, he started Deus with Carby, which was his co-founder, and here they are 20 years later. So
sick. I remember going to the Deus Temple of Enthusiasm, they used to call it, in Canggu.
Yeah.
Yeah. And forgive me if I get this wrong. It's Deus Ex Machina or Machina? It's Machina.
Yeah.
It is Machina.
Yeah, Deus Ex Machina, but
which is God of the Machine. Is that
I think it's God from the Machine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember they used to have the sickest parties there, and this was before Canggu popped off.
Yeah.
They were the only ones there.
Yeah, I was just at that same Deus a few weeks ago, just being like, wow, like this has been here since before Canggu is what Canggu is now. So it's great vision.
And all that, like they still have the art space there. And
yeah, it's all still there.
And like they build customized motorbikes out the back.
Yeah. Yeah, build some dope bikes.
Dude, it's so cool.
It is cool. That's one thing I've learned from them the most is like they sell the lifestyle for sure. Motorbikes, surfing. That's their vision.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. I see people on those things. I'm like, it's so cool, but I don't know. I'm not down with the loud mufflers. If you're out there, just like, why does that be so? That's the oldest thing I've ever said. Yeah, man. So like, when you were skating, like in your early days in Newcastle, and you started getting a bit better, like, was there any like sponsors or anything that came your way?
I was sponsored by Playgrounds Park, which was an indoor park, and then Slimes Surf and Skate, which is a local surf shop.
Sick.
Yeah. It was cool. I mean, I got floated a few boards from Renton, and then a couple of helmets from ProTech, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
It's funny when you're like 16, that's like all you focus on. Just all you want is all the sponsors. And
Do you think a lot of kids forget that responsibility comes with that if you get sponsored?
probably.
Did you feel like a sense of responsibility?
No, I don't think so. I just liked getting free stuff. I think every 16-year-old or younger would want that.
Yeah.
But
did you go on all the
cool. It made you feel like you'd worked for something and you're getting like rewarded for that.
Yeah, nice. Did you go to all the King of Concrete stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Bunch of King of Concrete's Noble Park in St Kilda. Nice. Best parks in Australia.
Yeah, nice. Sick. You know, there's another King of Concrete coming up in Newcastle in a few weeks.
I saw that. I was super keen to come, but I'll be in South Africa, unfortunately.
Oh, what are you doing over there?
Just,
holiday?
a bit of holiday. My partner's, she's from there, so
Okay.
her opa's turning 90, so meet the fam.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Nice. That'll be interesting, man.
For sure. I've never been to Africa, so.
No, same. I'd love to go. I've always wanted to go to Cape Town. I hear that's like an epic place.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, yeah, that's where you're going. There you go. Nice. Has surfing ever been part of your story?
Very little. I was surfing for about 3 or 4 months when I was about 12, just when I moved to Newcastle. And then I also was skating. And then it just got to a point where I was like, I just want to, like, why would I go waste time surfing when I can be skating? And I kind of regret that because it's less like heavy on the body surfing. It'd be cool if I still surfed, but I haven't surfed for 10 years. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you can drag surfing out longer than you can skateboarding.
For sure. It's more therapeutic. Concrete hurts.
It does, dude.
Worth it.
Yeah. And you said you had 2 broken legs.
Yeah. I broke my leg when I was 16, my tib fib, and then recovered from that. 18, broke it snowboarding. Did my ankle that one too. So after that, I was, physically always can come back, but I don't know. Just didn't have that drive to like try to like push it as hard, I think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess it would slow you down for sure.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, especially,
but you can't stop. Like, still skate a lot. And
you still getting in the bowl, Bondi?
I should do it more. I haven't put on pads since I've lived in Sydney.
Okay.
Ryan just started putting pads back on though, so I think we might see a resurgence, but I don't know. It's just easy to skate down there, no pads, and have fun.
Yeah. When you say Ryan's put pads on, and I was talking to George about this too, like, is that because he's like wants to progress? Or
yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, there's tricks that he can do with pads on that he won't do without like fives and things. So it's just opens up a next level of tricks that you can do that you can't really do without pads if you don't want to get beaten up.
Yeah. Do you feel like people who skate, like the whole pads versus no pads thing, you know, do you feel like when you skate without pads, it's actually motivating you to actually commit to the trick more because you don't have the safety net of pads?
Oh. Maybe for some people, I reckon some people are definitely like that. But for me, it's way more intimidating and scary.
Same.
Yeah. But it's way more exhilarating, and that's why you do it. Because you've been wearing pads for so long, you take them off. Those tricks that you can do so easily with pads are now proper adrenalizing. So that's why I think it came from.
Lockie Abbott's, for example, he's not scared.
No.
I think no
he's
pads.
not scared.
He's not. No pads is like the only way for that guy.
Lockie's a different animal.
Hey, you know how he almost made, I was just thinking of something like when he made the 50-50 from corner to corner.
Yes.
He made it, didn't he? Then his legs gave way when
he told me at the after party he doesn't count it. He said he almost got there.
Because it was really bizarre. It was like he made it and then he got to the flat bottom. It's like I think his legs just gave way because he was so tired maybe.
Yeah, probably. He's going fast. That tuck corner really hits those legs, but Lockie Abbott's an animal.
Yes,
Yeah. He did all that on my board. His board snapped right before the comp and he just grabbed mine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Have you ever seen anyone do that? What were they calling it? The mammoth grind from
Yeah.
shallow to deep.
Adam Luxford, he did it backside.
Right.
And I'm sure there's been a few pros that have come over and done it as well. But
Frontside.
yeah, no, I don't think frontside's been done.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Pretty crazy.
So crazy. He's the most
For people that don't know what the mammoth is, it's for a grind from the shallow end in a Bondi Bowl to around the tight corner. So it's bloody long.
It's mammoth. Yeah. He's got to be one of the most engaging skaters to watch, I reckon.
Yeah. If it comes down to excitement, you can't take your eyes off Lockie Abbott when he's skating.
It's like authentic skateboarding, man.
Yeah, we actually went up to Brisbane with Adam Luxford and built a ramp for Tony Hawk when they were here, and me, Ryan, and Lockie Abbott went up there, and that was like my first time real hanging out with Lockie, and I was like, this guy's a different beast, eh?
Yeah. Just like at every skate, at every demo, every opportunity to skate.
Yeah, like he just jumps off the railings, no pads, just crazy shit.
No shit. Yeah. He seems like such a nice guy as well. It's like that combo.
He's a legend.
Super humble, hey? Yeah, man. Do you find that like having like a brand, have you had kids come at you for sponsorship? Does that ever happen? Do you get like sponsor me tapes?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet.
Nah. Send them.
Who are you sponsoring at the moment?
We're hooking up Dano, Wooly, Russ Schwitter, who's in Adelaide at the moment, and Ryan. A couple people we're chatting with and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we hook up Harvey and Taj as well with some clothes.
I noticed
but
that.
we don't actually make like kids clothing, so that makes it a bit more difficult.
Girls range?
We're trying to advertise it as a genderless brand. So with this collection we have coming out, had some women model the same clothing and they look sick in it. So
yeah, cool.
if we can just do the exact same clothing and women or men could wear it, then that's dope.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Who are some of your, like, we're just talking about Lockie Abbott's, like, who are some of your, who are some of the most inspiring skaters for you, like some of your favourite skaters of all time? Like, I've got boards up on the wall of my favourite skaters of all time. Who would you rate on your list?
That's a good question. There's so many. Like, it's hard to really pinpoint one or two. Or Raven Tershi was big for me. He actually gave me my first ever beer, which was pretty hectic.
How did that come about, dude?
Oh, man. Luck. I was just sitting in a hotel and I was 17, so couldn't go to the pub and he didn't have his ID and everyone else went and it was just me and him. And he was like, do you want a beer? I did not like the taste of beer yet, but I was like, I'll have it.
Dude.
That's pretty cool.
Is that the first time you got drunk?
Nah, I just think I had the one. I don't know.
You've never been drunk there?
Maybe I had. Yeah, allegedly.
You've never been drunk in your life? Nah.
Never.
Good. Nice. You seem like you lead it. I mean, I know you like everyone likes to party every now and then, but do you lead a pretty clean lifestyle or what?
I do now. I try to. I like to stay clear while I'm working and then let my hair down. So like this year I did January sober and then let my hair down a little bit in Feb for Belco and then I'll probably tighten it up a little bit again for the next couple months.
Sweet.
Yeah, just put your head down.
Do you get into like a fitness regime or anything like that?
Yeah, I go to the gym. Don't love it.
What kind of stuff do you do? Weights?
Yeah, mostly weights.
Combat sports?
We did a little bit. Me and Ryan were doing some MMA classes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, didn't last too long. He went to move to Muay Thai and
he does that.
I started the gym membership and stuff, so I was like, financially, just going to have to stick with the gym for now.
Can't do two things.
Nah, not end skating. Too many things. But, mostly at the gym I'm just doing weights. Nothing crazy. I physically don't really even enjoy it. It makes me feel nice mentally afterwards.
It does, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this big thing for me. It's just it's a mental health thing.
Yeah. I
guess staying fit like is just a bonus to that, but yeah, it's more about how I feel afterwards. Yeah, man. The Muay Thai you mentioned too that Ryan does, I reckon that works really well with skating.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's because of like the reflexes and the agility side of it, and also like a lot of bending in the hips from the kicks and stuff. I find when I do that, I skate better.
Yeah.
So Ryan Nice work, mate. Maybe that's why you're the Prince of Bondi.
That's it.
How do you get the nickname Prince of Bondi? Was he born in Bondi?
Yeah. Rumour is Ryan's never left the postcode.
Really?
Never left.
Like OG?
Yeah, he's
Like Ty Colling?
well, he's definitely not ever lived outside the postcode, but yeah, he's never even left it.
Interesting. Why would you?
Yeah.
It's so good in
I
there.
think he only really frequently visits North Bondi maybe once or twice a year. Other than that, it's just the bowl and the skate park.
Really?
Nah. But he is the Prince of Bondi. He was born there and he's been doing stylish airs in that bowl since he was like 12. So no one rips it like him.
I know. His backside lip slides, man, as well. God, I could watch them all day.
Yeah, and he's been doing it like that since we were 14. Like,
Yeah.
I swear to God, the first time I saw him was like just doing huge crossbone airs, like 13 paddlers just rocked up at the skate park. And I'm like, who is this guy?
Tell you what,
I
like,
had, like bum pads on, my elbow pads. Like, what's going on? with
Did he
this dude?
really?
No, I did.
oh, you did?
I was just looking like, this guy's skating near paddlers. It's crazy.
Dude, yeah. He's so stylish. An old friend of mine who's from Vaucluse was there at the Bowl Bash, and he's like, who's that Ryan guy? I've never heard of him. I was like, man, you need to get with the program. He's the Prince.
Yes.
I tell you what, people hang shit on Bondi, but it is so good in there.
It's fun. It's fun.
Is it hard
I used to hang shit on it.
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just,
Influences?
I don't know. It's just, I think people that aren't from Sydney kind of give Sydney a little bit of slack, but I mean, for me personally, it wasn't just ripping on Bondi as itself. It was Sydney just too busy and all that. But since I've lived in it, I like the hustle and bustle, and it's a beautiful place to live.
It is. And I don't think the hustle and bustle is that bad. I mean, once you're in there, it's
You're
okay, but getting in and out can be a bit of a mission.
Yeah, I never really realised that, like, living in Sydney, you really just stick to the suburb that you're in mostly.
Yeah.
They're big suburbs.
They are. It's a big spread out city, Sydney.
It
really
is. But it's fun. I love being in Sydney.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, Ty Collings lived in the eastern suburbs from like day dot. And I said to him, would you ever leave? He's just like, where else would I go? Like, and it's a good point. You know, it sort of ticks a lot of boxes like beach, skating, food, parties. And people sort of hang shit on it because it's like, it's pretentious and stuff. But I actually don't think it is.
No, my experience is that people,
humble.
locals are really nice. I think it's because there's bigger fish in Sydney.
Yeah.
We're talking billionaires and stuff. So, like, these people are quite well off and middle class. It's quite generous and have a bit of money.
I reckon, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to ask you about, like, you know, you're doing all this stuff at the moment. So what do you reckon what are your aspirations for your life at the moment? Obviously, aside from being engaged and getting married one day, like, what are some other, like, do you set goals for the future and where you want to be with, like, say, business, life in general?
For sure. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you mind sharing?
I definitely have some ones that are internal, but yeah, just keep pushing the limits. I want to see how far we can take Nextdoor and just keep having fun with that. Obviously, the goalposts just keep moving, so just work on what I have planned for this year and then reevaluate for next and then the one after that and the one after that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, like, when you say as far as you can take it, I'm going to press you a little bit more on it. Like, you know, would the vision be, like, you know, something like as big as, say, Deus? Would that be a good thing?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Why not, eh?
Why not?
Do you think in Australia, though, that, like, there's that tall poppy syndrome mentality? And so, like, if you are trying to achieve, you get cut down. Have you ever felt that?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, I mean, there's no doubt I would love to have a business as big as the biggest brands.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right?
No.
It's funny, though, in Australia, though, like, if you have big dreams, I think the culture's changed a little bit, but I feel like people want to sort of, like, judge you or come after you for that.
Yeah.
You
No,
don't feel
sweet.
that. You don't feel that too much.
To a degree, but yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it's right.
I just
man.
think, like, yeah, if you shoot for the stars and land on the moon,
yeah, it's
still pretty good.
sick, dude. You know how, like, in the fashion world too, there's a big emphasis on sustainability and ethics. I mean, is that considered in your planning?
Absolutely, for sure. And the better we get and the better better relationships we get with our manufacturers, we'll keep continuing to do that. Like I said, I touched earlier on Dime. Like I'm pretty certain they make all their stuff in Canada. I know Passport just started doing some stuff in Australia, just like their made in Australia range, and I think that's rad.
That is sick.
Yeah, one day. But for now, just we work with like small boutique manufacturers in China and small teams who go and source the fabrics and then bring it back to their team.
Is it like, would it be, given the economic climate, is it near impossible to not do that as a startup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's sad, right?
Yeah. I mean, we have margins, and if we got it made in Australia, we'd be selling T-shirts for like $120.
Just to survive.
Yeah, probably. Like you just want to have that gap. So
Yeah. And then it's like it's hard to be competitive.
for sure. Not impossible, but it is something that's quite difficult, I definitely think, especially in Australia.
Oh, for sure. Like like I said, I've got so much admiration and respect for anyone that has the courage to give it a go. Because of things like that, you know.
Yeah.
But you can. But do you? I've speaking to other friends that have done it in the past, and they've sort of said that, yeah, okay, you have to do that, but then you can still maybe use that and sustain communities through putting back into scenes and like events, like you've been doing as well. So, okay, like that sort of offsets.
Yeah, for sure. No, there's definitely ideas that I have that I want to do with helping community and limiting waste and staying like eco-friendly for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Like even like small things, like you can just ask your manufacturers not to send it all over in plastic. Like
and they'll do that.
Yeah. That's easy. They just wrap it in paper instead.
That's all you have to do is just ask.
Yeah, just have to ask. They're little things.
Nice one.
Yeah. That goes a long way.
It does, huh? So what other, like, aside from, okay, just had the Bondi Bowl Bash, like, what other events or anything are in the works?
I think it's time to party again.
More event parties.
Yeah, we're looking at trying to figure something out for late May.
Nice.
Bit of a party. Yeah, they're fun.
Sick.
We'll see. I don't know. I want to do a party or an event somewhere outside of Sydney as well, whether that's Newcastle or another major city in Australia. We'd love to do that.
Yeah, nice. Like DJs, skating.
Yeah, that's it.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Is it hard getting like brands to jump on board with that and support as well?
No, everyone's been stoked. Like our last party, we had Independent chucked in $1,000 for a Tricks for Cash, and that's rad. So they're keen to do that with us. Like that was such a sick thing.
Yeah, for sure. Where was that one at?
That was in Alexandria, and we built a little bank to ledge, and it was shaped like two mailboxes.
Was that at not the grounds? No.
It was in this studio called Uno Studio, but it had like this alleyway out the back that we turned into a skate jam. It was
so fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's so fun, man. Yeah, dude. It's been so, it's been great, like, sort of getting to know you a bit more over the last few weeks. And, it's good to just tune into what you're up to, man.
Yeah. How did you think the comp went? Were you enjoying it?
Good question.
Rad, eh?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of jam formats, and I think that's just the reality. It's funny you mentioned it, though, because Huddy's 900 went sort of viral, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a clip where me and Mitch jump in the bowl and I start screaming out, how much money are we going to give this kid?
Yeah.
And I did. I got a few randoms and DMing me saying, oh, like, it's just so uncool that you're motivating young people with money, when it should just be based on passion. I had numerous ones of those.
Yeah.
Like ridiculing me because I was offering money, but they didn't understand the context.
No. That will come with education as the more jams that happen. Huddy didn't do that for the money.
God, no.
He's just a frother. Shout out Huddy. And we had heaps of people commenting on the viral video of Huddy's 9 as well, being like, why'd they jump in the bowl? But they just don't understand jumping in there. If you watch the full extended video, give him a hug, get a photo. Huddy's smiling from ear to ear. So it's just the culture that we have to keep educating people on.
Exactly. And also, like you said, most of the time, these families and these kids, they make no money. And their families have travelled all over the world, literally.
Yeah.
for them to skate and compete, and they, sometimes they get some prize money just to help them on their journey. So
Yeah. No, for sure. The jam format is actually what brings out the best of skating. Yeah.
I think for me personally, and I said this from the very start, it immediately felt good because of the collaboration with, and you're not young, you're not a rookie, but it's like the collaboration with Bondi Skate Riders and Ty Colling, who I've watched Ty organise comps there forever. And I know you skated in some of the early ones, but then just to see like this sort of fresher motivation come in and combine with that, I think it was I love the collaboration, like Ty's contacts in the Bondi area and recruiting the local businesses and to get on board. And I know you guys did that as well, but I just think working together, I just think it just was a magic little combo.
Yeah, combining.
Is that what you
school.
felt?
Yeah, it was sick to work with Ty.
Yeah,
I knew that, like, because we went to the skate park and I was like, hey Ty, like, we should do a contest, and he was like, I've been thinking the same thing. So it was never really like we need to collaborate. Like, we just both had the idea and we're like, let's do this.
Yeah.
You're the guy that used to do this. Like, I really want to help out. Let's get this done.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it felt like. You all brought something really fresh to it, and it felt fresh. Like at first it was like, the new Bolorama, but it was like, nah, it's not the new. I don't know if it's the new Bolorama. I think it's a completely different vibe in my opinion.
Yeah. Let's just ride the wave.
Is that what you think?
Yeah. Bolorama's was so awesome. It was sick. I don't think it's ever going to be something that we can replicate. But we might go a completely different direction. It will be just as dope. You never know.
Yeah.
So just got to keep going.
What would you like to bring to it next year then? That's to build on the success of it.
From my side, I would definitely like to bring in more money for the skateboarders. Like, if they can all leave and made like $1,000, everyone's frothing. So they're the one. Without that, like, I just run the contest because I like to still be involved in the scene. Like, the skaters are really what creates the event.
Yeah.
So if all I have to do is put together a skate comp,
dude,
that's easy for me.
All day, I kept looking at you, Ryan, Ty, Mitch, and it was just you all had smiles on your face all day.
Oh.
You were like, what do we do next? And like, there was a few moments, it was like, Zane, what are we doing? Like, what with this next heat? And you're like, we'll just do this,
Yeah.
Zane, how are we measuring the high air? And you're like, I don't know. Talk to Ty. And it was just like, everyone was just like buzzy. It was so buzzy all day. Yeah.
We're all still learning as we go. Like, we've definitely run some skate comps and stuff in the past, working for different skate shops along the way, but that was the biggest we've done.
Yeah.
It was almost like a pilot to really see if like this is something we can take further, and if we could build a good competition to take this to sponsors for the following year, then we can really build something big.
Hell yeah. And like the fact that, you had people like Russell Grundy jumping in as, showing his support as the judge, and Shane Serena.
Yeah.
He was judging and fixing the bowl.
And he was also a significant sponsor as well. So
shout out.
Shane killed it.
Yeah, Revolution. Sick. Yeah, and so you had, and I think that was a good sign of like just the respect they have for you guys and Ty as well, that the fact those people like them want to be involved, like Russell, and who've got such a deep history, and Russell's a world skate judge too, so it was like it had that, like I said, this magic little combination. So
yeah, no, for sure, it was sick to see everyone's keen to get around it, for sure.
Yeah, but I also think that's just that doesn't happen, Zane, unless people genuinely like who you are. And Ryan, like people genuinely, I felt that. So
yeah, sick.
Respect, man.
Hopefully. Thanks.
How you feeling? You had enough talking, or you done? Anything else you want to say?
I'm good. Yeah.
How's your first podcast feel?
Yeah, pretty good. Hopefully it didn't incriminate myself too much.
Incriminate? Why would you have to worry about that?
No PR training.
No PR. Well, I mean, it's weird, like when someone, having a microphone in your face. I've said this to a bunch of people. It definitely changes the context.
Yeah. I'm sure you get proper used to it though. Like even in this hour, I've started to feel way more comfortable towards the end.
Yeah, for sure, man. You've hit it well. You've felt comfortable the whole time, in my opinion.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Nice, man. Fake it till you make it.
Hey.
Is that a philosophy you work on?
Yeah, why not? You have to actually make it. To fake it till you make it, though.
Dude, it's like the story of my life, sort of. I shouldn't say that as a high school teacher. But
Have you ever been keen to do a reverse, like a story about your life?
I've been asked to be on a few podcasts, actually. I think mainly just because, I've done your episode 254.
Yeah, wow.
And a lot of podcasts do fall off. So they do 10 and go, oh, this is too much bullshit, hard work. I'm not doing it. But it is definitely passion.
Yeah.
And I have been asked, but I feel like I do share a fair bit about my life on here, so I don't know if I need to. I mean, Jim Turvey did an article on me in Slam, and I don't really like being on the other side of the interview. Yeah. So, it is intimidating, but you seem like, yeah. I mean, you've done some media over the years, haven't you?
Not much.
Even your skating?
Nah, not really.
No?
Not really.
Because, yeah.
I don't know. Personally, I like to stay behind it.
You feel like that guy, just behind the scenes guy making shit happen?
Yeah.
I feel like that's your vibe.
Yeah.
Because you're the behind the scenes guy at Belco Bowl Jam, right? You said you manage the live stream?
No, so I worked for Noah Fuzi, another Bondi Ripper local, and he has the contracts to do the social media for Belco. So the last 2 years I've come down with him and done the social media. So without that skill that I've developed through that, like just having to be on your game in the right spot, get the right shots, I don't think we would have been able to do this one as well in Bondi.
So you got
helped
that experience.
a lot. Yeah, the experience, just the pace. Like I think if I happened to film that 900 and didn't have the experience of like get this out now, probably would have went to the pub and got pissed and then just posted on like Monday or something, and it might not have had the same.
So you're considering those little nuances of detail.
Yeah,
interesting
for sure.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, well, most people aren't though.
Yeah.
How do you feel about social media in general?
Well, yeah, good question. There's positives and negatives for sure. Like I spend too much time scrolling myself, but then we run a business purely almost off Instagram. So, like, I don't know. It's a good thing. You just got to limit your screen time, I think, if you're just scrolling.
Can you do that though?
Something I'd like to get better at, for sure. We'll see. It's the part of the plan of 2025. Let's drop that screen time a little bit.
Same, because I didn't have Instagram really. I didn't have Instagram until I started the podcast.
Yeah,
everyone's like, you got to have an Instagram. It's like so, and I was like, but over the years, I think it's like become more addictive. Like I feel like they've made it more addictive.
No, 100% they have.
Have they?
Yeah, and that comes through TikTok becoming so popular, and that's just scrolling video. So then Instagram brought in the Reels, and they have Reels, and you go through more Reels than you would photos, which means they can run more ads in that, which means like that's just how they want you to. That's the part of Instagram they want you to be on. So that just becomes way more addictive to keep scrolling video for video.
But do you think it is significant marketing though for a brand?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask you this question.
But yes and no.
I'm going to ask you this question. Can you tell me the last reel you looked at?
No.
Okay. Can you tell me the last party you went to?
Of course. Yes.
And that's what I think.
Yeah, for sure. In
terms of significant engagement.
Yeah.
Here's another question. Like, can you tell me the last post you looked at? No, you couldn't. I can't remember. Can you tell me the last podcast you listened to?
Of course.
You can?
Yes.
Okay. What was it?
I was just listening to George and Marley. Terrible happy on the way here.
Thanks. But that's what that's what I'm saying. I'm starting to wonder.
For sure. Well, digital marketing, it's definitely something that you have to. It's a lot cheaper to do than to put a billboard up, right? You can just run it out on Instagram. But when you see a billboard, you remember that. Where you might need to see that out on Instagram for a month before you go, oh, what is this? You know.
Because I'm with you, man. Like I'm trying to market something as well. You know, I've only started giving it more attention in the last couple of years. I didn't really care too much earlier. Yeah. But that I'm starting to wonder though, is it worth the effort? And is it really helping? I don't know. I feel like things that you did recently, the skate comps, parties, I don't know. I just feel like in terms of business model, I feel like it's a better fit. And when I interviewed Oscar McMahon from Young Henry's, that's just their whole brand ethos.
yeah.
I mean, you've worked with Oscar, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just
I've never met him personally, but we've worked with Young Henrys.
Mate, in terms of business entrepreneurship, I think you
he's
should have a
sick.
chat with
Yeah,
him.
I'd love to.
I'll introduce you to him because I think his model, it's just very much in line with what you're doing. It's like create community, have live events, get music happening. I mean, they did a music festival off their own volition with no backing.
Yeah, it's sick.
Put in heaps of money. It took a huge risk.
Yeah.
You know, but then the brand has launched.
Of course.
But
I almost exclusively only drink Young Henrys now.
There you go.
Just because they sponsor my friends and they sponsor skateboarding and
Community.
Yeah.
That's
what it's all about.
So I don't know. I'm just starting to think like, why do I waste my time with it? You know,
There's definitely like some importance to marketing. It's one of the only parts of a business that can bring like the business from somewhere here to all the way there with like for example, you could sell a plain t-shirt, but if the branding's correct because of how you've marketed it, it's worth a lot more than just a plain t-shirt.
if the branding's correct,
Like if you're
through social media.
If you're selling a t-shirt, say for example like Supreme, because of the marketing aspect of that company, like how they market the brand and what the brand represents, that t-shirt just with Supreme written on it is worth that much, you know.
Yeah. They have people lining up in the street for the next drop.
100%.
And it's just the most simplistic logo in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
They nailed it, eh?
Yeah, sick.
Do you respect that brand?
100%. Yeah, for sure. I think they like put skateboarding at the forefront of fashion sometimes, which is sick. Like people look to skateboarders for that because of brands like Supreme and Palace.
They've been criticised for. I've heard that my friend Joey went into their New York store and said like the worst customer service in the world. They were aggressive. They were aggressive. They were like rude. If you spent too long in the change rooms, they'd yell at you.
Yeah, I mean.
But that's actually their strategy.
Is it?
That is like that's their strategy. Like too cool. Like we don't need you.
I don't
then
know.
it attracts.
Yeah.
I wonder what the psychology.
I'm not really vibing with that as much, but nah. there's gonna be haters, but they do a lot of things good as well.
You seem like you're pretty resilient.
Yeah.
How do you deal with haters?
We fortunately don't have that many haters.
I can't imagine you guys are too nice.
Thanks, man. But no, you can read 100 positive messages and one negative one. You just spiral.
Like, dude,
It makes you realize you just got to be nice to everyone. But no one's would ever say anything mean in real life. It's always through social media, which is also one of the reasons it can be really negative.
it's the only place I've ever had hate.
Yeah. I mean, no one's coming up to you in the streets and being like, blah, 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 this, blah, blah.
But it carries no weight.
Nah.
It carries no weight.
Nah.
Like I was saying to someone the other day, I did an interview with someone that was a bit controversial not too long ago. Oh man, people came out of the woodwork for this guy. And this one guy was like sending me messages through YouTube that were just horrendous. And I was just like, I got that angry for the first time. I was like about to send him my phone number and like, let's talk about it then. Let's go.
That's good.
But I didn't because I'm not giving my number out to random people. But that carries weight. It's like, you got a problem? Give me a call. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about face-to-face. But you're going to write shit on the internet, it just doesn't even bother me because it's just, there's no weight to it.
Nah, there's no weight. Nah.
Yeah.
You got to post and ghost.
What do you mean post and go?
You got to post that and then just not look at the comments.
Just don't
let it
look.
go.
Is that what you
Not
don't
if
read
there's
comments?
negative ones.
Yeah. I think the algorithm keeps you safe these days from like psychological harm. It does. Sends them to the other inbox or some shit.
Yeah.
I find YouTube's the place and the Slap message boards. I'd never looked at the Slap message boards until like a year ago because I ended up in the Slap message boards for a positive thing actually.
Yeah.
But that place is Wild West on the internet. Have you ever looked at a Slap message board?
Nah.
Get on this. Go on. Get on the Slap message boards, man. It's wild, but also like real.
Yeah.
You can't like some people are speaking some truth on there
For sure.
and it's like if it's hard to read, it's like it's probably because it's the truth.
Yeah. People are brutal on the internet. But then again, like if people are hating, you're probably doing something right.
Ooh,
Maybe. Like everyone that's a famous
deep.
artist, there's people that don't like them as well.
no.
There's more people that like them though.
There is.
Yeah.
There is. I don't know how they would manage it.
Oh, it'd be difficult.
You'd have to be pretty strong psychologically and put those, like you said, strategies in place like Post and Ghost.
Yeah, they can cry in their Ferraris. That'd be right.
That's so sick, man. Well, dude, it's been epic. One last question I had written down. Like, quick skate brands, like we touched on Supreme and you said Dime, but what are some skate brands that you love? Go.
Passport.
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 How can you not love Passport, eh?
Yeah, I love Girl.
Yeah. You're a girl? Okay. All right. Nice. Same. I'm girl for life.
I like Polar.
Right.
Now I've got an American, Australian, and a European brand here, but yeah, Polar's sick.
Nice. Cool combo.
Yeah, but obviously Creature as well. I think it's fresh. Anti-Hero, Real.
Yeah.
All the cool brands.
They are cool.
Yeah.
You can't go past them. Yeah, for me, it's always going to be Girl and Baker. I love Andrew Reynolds. I always have. I actually love how he does life, and I'm the same sort of age as him. So, just to see what he's doing at his age is super inspiring. So,
yeah,
man,
that is sick. These guys now, like because of Instagram, you can kind of just follow on their life, see what they're doing.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. That's the positive side of it.
It is, hey. Yeah. Like I mean, you actually have access to your heroes now.
Yeah, it's. I just don't understand how you guys used to even understand what skate tricks were. Like, throughout my life of skateboarding, 15 years or whatever, there's always been a video of the trick where you guys didn't even have videos of anything. Like, I don't understand.
Well, I've thought about it because they used to get video. They'd take screenshots of video and make them sequences in mags.
Yeah, right.
So you're watching a video sequence photo, like they've just screen grabbed. Yeah, I mean, you would just like have a skate mag out and just study it.
Yeah.
Study. And then you'd see a video, a skate video would come out like once a year, and then 411 started. I don't know if you've ever heard of 411 Video Magazine. Yeah, you would then bring them out once a month.
True.
And it was like a video magazine. So it had articles like, like who's like latest skaters, trick of the month, things like that.
Yeah.
Go and look up some of the old 411s.
Yeah, the mags.
And then that was like, okay, like then you sort of felt like you had more of an insight into what's going on in the industry, but it was so word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
that's cool.
But I don't know. Look,
you guys must have, really, really loved it. I've heard stories of you guys catching like trains for 2-3 hours just to the closest mini ramp, and
it's all that, bro.
So crazy.
And I think that's what
Innovators.
And that's what I loved about Bondi Bowl Bash, man, is that you had the young crew, and then all the old guys turned up, the masters. You got people like Grav. I mean, you probably remember Grav. Grav commentated probably Kings of Concrete you skated in and stuff.
100%.
And you got Grav, and you got Scott Spring, and I mean, I used to watch Scott Spring. Scott Spring's even older than me, and I'd watch him when I was a kid. And so again,
skating doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't.
Nah.
How do you think we attract more? Okay, the female division was light on.
Yeah.
How do we attract more?
A lot of the girls were just like, I'm not sure if they were going to come or not, but Arissa was injured, and we'd love to see Poppy come and Tanaya and all the girls come for the next one. But I don't know, just advertise it a little bit earlier out next time and keep promoting both divisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick, man. Well, it's been epic. It's so rad connecting with you, and looking forward to, watching your journey, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
So anyway, listen, this is what's next. No. How do people find you?
Nextdoor Sid on Instagram.
Nextdoor Sid on Instagram.
My personal one's Zane Hedley, but I don't post much. Follow Nextdoor Sid.
What about website?
Nextdoorsydney.com. New collection next Friday. Keys,
Sick.
4-piece.
Keys,
collection.
4-piece.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Zane Hedley, everybody.
Next show.
See ya.
Bring it to you guys. I'm like, I don't want your cement, dog.